Hey you. Good evening and morning to ya. Now the Frontier is filling in more of the details for us. They seem to be addressing some key concerns that have been floating around for some of the community. Choice. For a portion of the community, choice has been at the forefront of how well Odyssey will be received by them. Is there a choice to continue playing the game from the ships? Is FPS combat optional? From what's shown so far, the answer seems to be yes, according to lead designer Gareth Hughes.
We want players to have the choice about how they play Elite. If players want to continue in their ship gameplay, absolutely. If they want to engage in on-foot gameplay, perfect. If they want to do both, even better.
Does that mean you can play the game without your boots ever touching the ground? Who knows, but one thing's for sure, staying hermetically sealed in the ship means missing out on some really cool additions to Elite. In addition to space ports, planet ports, and outposts, newly unveiled settlements will also be out there for your exploring pleasure. The settlements look like beefed up versions of Dav's Hope, which makes me wonder, will Dav still stand as an abandoned settlement? A kind of monument to the folks who died there? Settlements are frontier land and as such carry a space Wild West vibe. You'll find opportunities and people here just as in other places. The addition of people will really breathe some life into the Milky Way. They'll be milling about ports, outposts, and settlements, representing the factions that own these locations. Will BGS players get dirty looks if they walk into enemy territory? A barroom brawl, perhaps?
Hold down!
Besides looking at everybody's gang colors, you'll be able to walk around, do some shopping, hang out in the pilot's bar, and book passage on commercial flights. Yes, if you didn't know, you can finally leave your ship in the hangar and hop a passenger flight to move around the galaxy, or at least the bubble. Will you as a player be able to provide these flights? I hope so. Transporting passengers was one of my favorite loops, and I'd love to hop back in it with real passengers. Since we'll be unable to walk around the ships initially, it's more likely to be a possibility for the future. Plus, what would happen if a player went rogue and started venting folks into space? Or was attacked by pirates who have their eye on the passengers' 1 ton of food? Sounds like good times to me. Maybe down the road. Mission boards will be available on foot, as will NPC mission givers, which will be a nice change from static images and text. Besides accepting missions for credits, you'll also have the option to just go out and find your own way to making credits, like good old theft and selling on the black market, or putting on your finest exploration or salvage gear. Looting wrecks by hand will apparently be a thing, prevalent enough to have a suit made just for it. Suits with varying assets and liabilities will be available for scavenging, exploration, and combat. This little Leela wrist tech right here reminds me of one of the old CGs. Here's an oldie but goodie on that. Mobile and or body computers. This one leaves us with a lot of questions, but if you participate in or pay attention to the CGs, aka community goals, or even just listen to Galnet, then you're aware of the 2 rival companies rushing to complete their relative computers. Supertech is producing a Torque, which is a wearable computer that uses holographic technology. Their rival, Herculean Machines, is on the way to manufacturing the Dura Drive, which was insultingly described as a space brick. So to me, that makes it sound more or less like a tablet. Personally, I prefer the wearable holographic tech over pulling out a tablet for whatever the intended use is supposed to be. But unfortunately, there was more money to be made in the CG by bringing materials to Herculean. So commanders supported the space brick, and that's what we may be seeing soon. Kind of an Apple versus PC thing going on there. That may or may not have anything to do with what appears in game, but that connection.
It's about connection.
The feeling of participating in a crowdsourced effort and then using the results will go a long way in making it seem like there's some things that you do that actually matter. On another note, are HABs gonna be a thing? I think Frontier will probably go with a different name, but this building brings up the question in my mind. Are we gonna have specific places to log out and back in at? I'm sure the ships will let you log out and in exactly where you left off like it does right now, but what about on foot? Will you need to rent a bed in a hostel, or can you end the night standing in the middle of a desert knowing you'll respawn right there? Since commercial travel is a thing, you won't always be able to just run back to your ship. Will there be no fire zones? I mean, you kinda gotta, or folks will be shooting up the place left and right, but will the option be there? Not everybody with guns look like local security. Is eating and drinking optional? They've gone to the trouble of fleshing out a bar and a bartender. They've got food ads. It's not far-fetched to think you might need to suck down a burger every now and then. A lot of questions remain about this big new update. It's been a little over a month since the first Odyssey dev diary. Hopefully Frontier keeps or increases the pace and we'll find out more at least by the end of October. But that's my time. My name is Dig and I do push-ups in EVA. Fly dirty. Shout out and special thanks to the executive bosses of this joint. Ike the Subliminal Show Enough, Odin Red Jolo Deluxe, Gino Guerin, Hold On, Mike Alvira, Saucy One the Flossy One, pushing them big boy weights like a boss, Slick Dick Dansley, NM Hero, Commander If Blackout over there building NASA computers like a boss, Big Black Weekly, Shot and Keen, Diedrichs, Bane Iron Cream, Phantasm, JP Stravinsky is showing his Twitter love like a boss. Much love execs, you are appreciated. Big 7-Up salute and shout out to all the fans supporting the Dig That in Space and Mars. Salute to the mother, Busta Boy, Guillotine Girl, SM, Generalissimo, Commander Dr. Digital, Space Pirate McMorgan, Zayla Maru, Commander Leviathan Soul, Timeout 420 Twin, Trayman Rob, Epion Next, Deadeye IO, Busta Psycho, Figment, Weasel, Titan Prime, Crash Test, Zed, Smoke Mito, and Eyes Open 2018. Big thanks, Fambinos, and shout out to everybody subbed up like a boss.